Hello friends, it's Trevor, it's Avery, it's Pat, it's the citywide special. The Phillies start their season 1-3 behind solid pitching and strong offensive performances. Should the whole team switch to torpedo bats? The Phils face their first big test against the powerhouse Dodgers this weekend. John Tortorella is out. The Flyers part ways with their cantankerous head coach. Brad Shaw takes over in the interim. What do we make of the Torts era? And could a late season surge spoil the team's chance at a difference-making draft pick? The NFL owners' meetings are underway. The Eagles' proposed OT rule change is passed. The Tush push is safe for now, but is a ban looming? Will the Eagles part ways with Dallas Goedert? Joel Embiid is scheduled for yet another knee surgery and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. The team continues their tanking campaign with a few games left to go. Could they end up in the bottom 4? All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good. The gang's all back together. Avery, welcome back to the East Coast.
Yeah, Hollywood Avery's back to being Philly Avery.
Yeah, thank you.
Came back a little fresh cut, looking good, chilling.
Yeah.
We missed you last week, but Marlon did a great job filling in. So shout out Marlon. Thanks for your presence as always. But yeah, pretty good this week. Back to being in that fake spring. We're a little nipply out right now. A little cool, a little wet. Phils are playing out there. A couple boys are out there sucking each other off. So it's good, you know. We got some boys representing us in Simpsons Bank Park, but yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, it's good to be back on the East Coast. Marlon, thank you for holding it down as always. How many times Marlon's been on the pod? 4?
I think three
or 4 times.
I think that's his third time on.
Yeah,
he had one upstairs at your place, one downstairs at your place, and then I think one here.
Yeah, 3. Okay.
He's the only guest that's been at every stage of the pod.
Yo, that is true. Right? Yeah, Jonah hasn't been
down here yet. Yeah, so that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Seeing all the scenery.
Dean and Dave Kiss never guested upstairs.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
We
only
had John for a hot second.
We had John for the first episode,
the first
98 episodes ago.
Yeah. And then Nick was up there the one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nick did one downstairs too. He hasn't been here yet. And we probably will never have him back because he doesn't listen to the pod. He's not listening to this, so we can say whatever we want about him.
Yeah, we talk all the shit.
Yeah, so, but anyway, it's good to be back. Yo, LA was all right.
Yeah.
I got a few things I got written down. Where do I want to start with? Yeah, the weather was surprisingly not that great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at my weather app the whole week leading up to the trip. The whole week, it's saying, when you first get there, it's going to be 75, 80, 81, 82 degrees. So I'm like, oh, yeah, this is great. I'm going to be able to go there, rock some shorts and a T-shirt, be comfortable. And then straight up, as soon as the plane lands, we landed in L.A. 1:30 local time on Tuesday. And I look around, I'm like, wow, it's gray. And like the temperature on my phone says it's 61 degrees. What the hell is this? I was lied to. So then we leave the airport area. Like LAX is a good half hour outside of the city. So like, we get to downtown and it's a little nicer, but it's still like it's sunny, but it's like 62, 64 degrees. Only one day did the temperature touch 70 and it was mostly cloudy the entire time I was there. So the weather was fraudulent. But
damn, it's like the one thing everyone always says about LA. It's like, say what else you want about it, but the weather's always great.
And it was oddly very hot over here. As soon as you left, it got to be like almost 80 that weekend.
And as soon as I come home, it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Cannot win.
She's just following you.
Can't catch a break there. But the other thing they say about LA that is nice, In-N-Out. Yo, In-N-Out's banging. Y'all had In-N-Out?
No, the one time I went there, I did not go to In-N-Out, but I went to a Carl's Jr. that was across the street from where I was staying.
Oh, I didn't go to that. What's Carl's Jr.?
It's just like, like Hardee's.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. I think it's like the same franchise or something, but it's just, I don't know, a different...
the West Coast version?
Yeah, very like just big, gross burgers, but they're good.
Nice.
they're like Carl's... I feel like they're the guy who's like not surprising, the CEO of Carl's Jr. is a big piece of shit, but they always have like the hypersexual commercials where it's just like just like a woman in a bikini just with a burger just like on top of a car, just it's always that kind of shit. That's what Carl's Jr. is about.
He's probably like a trophy hunter too. Probably shoots buffalo and shit and elephants in the
steals
downtime.
tusks, ivory tusks from elephants, like my man
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Jimmy John's,
Exactly.
that guy.
They're hanging out.
Yeah.
Nah, but I guess Carl's Jr.'s is the Hooters of burger joints, if you will.
Yeah. Probably even less civilized, honestly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Damn.
But, yo, In-N-Out, yo. So everything in L.A. is so damn expensive. Dude, guess how much a gallon of gas was?
$5.
$5.39
Whoa.
at its highest. We were driving through Studio City at one point, and we sure drove by a Chevron. $5.39 a gallon.
Damn.
Absurd. And even the regular price was like $5.09. But In-N-Out, dude, you could get a burger, a double cheeseburger, and you could get fries and a soda for like $11.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not
In this economy and in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so In-N-Out was very legit.
That's what like a cheeseburger combo meal at a Wendy's here is about. It's like 10, 11
The
bucks.
same.
Basically the
yeah,
same.
It ain't different. Yeah.
And In-N-Out's way better than Wendy's. So like,
Yeah, I never had it.
yeah, In-N-Out's good. Definitely recommend. I got some other places.
Get any good Mexican
That
food while you're there?
seafood shit looked banging too.
Yeah, so I did not get, or actually, I guess this counts. So yeah, good Mexican food. So this was cool. So like, we worked a trade show like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Saturday, like my coworker, he traveled back. So I was like, okay, I got Saturday night to myself. So I went to CVS because I had it in my mind. I was like, I got to go to the dispensary while I'm here. So then I went to CVS. I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy a bunch of snacks. So like when I'm real high in my hotel room watching TV, I can just be munching on snacks. Then I didn't realize you can buy beer and wine at CVS.
Oh, yeah.
That's sick.
That was the thing that
That's
blew my. I went there like years ago, but it blew my mind the first time walking into a CVS. And they just have straight up handles of liquor in the aisle.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, they had like bottles of tequila behind the register.
Yeah,
like, in
which
the
is
shelf
like not even
behind-
that strange. You just forget how fucking bizarre both the liquor laws in PA, obviously, and then Jersey also is kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know. And then New York, at least they have, you can buy beer at like bodegas and stuff, but you can't buy liquor at a fucking CVS there.
No.
Yeah, that was wild, yo. So I was like, oh, hell yeah. I'm going to buy a 6-pack of Lagunitas. Lagunitas here, a 6-pack of that, it's probably like, what, 15, 16 bucks? There, it's only 12.
Well, yeah.
Because, yeah, you're
Right
getting
there.
close to the source, right? So, yeah, I bought a 6-pack. Then I walked over to the dispensary. The dispensary was wild, too. I walked in, and, like, this girl greets me right away. You know how when you go to the dispensary here, like, you have to order? Like, there, it's just like, yeah, this girl greets me, like, what are you looking for? And then she's like, yeah, well, do you have a budget? I'm like, no. It's like, yeah, I just came here for stuff.
Money
like,
is not an
yeah,
object.
I'm
I'm
just
on
here.
vacation.
Pretty much, right? So, yeah, like, I ended up buying a disposable vape pen and a seltzer, like a weed seltzer.
Oh, yeah, they do have those there.
It was like 15 milligrams of THC. It was strong. And, like, it wasn't that cheap. I think I ended up spending like $50. But then on the way back from the dispensary, my hotel was right across the street from, what do you call it? The Crypto.com arena. Stupid ass name.
Yeah.
And the Kings were playing that night. So there was all these people out like selling food and bootleg Kings and Dodgers and Lakers gear. And this dude was selling bacon wrapped hot dogs on the
hell yeah.
side of
What
the
the
street
fuck? Yeah.
with all like chopped onions and peppers, and you could put a big long jalapeno on it. So I got 2 of them suckers. That was good as hell. So that was the only street food I got. And then the next day I went to a seafood market with Mirlong and Lulu. Shout out Mirlong. Thanks for showing me around. We got that platter that I took a
Yeah,
picture
that
of.
looked good.
Had swordfish, octopus, shrimp, mussels, potatoes, sausage, onions. It was delicious. Got a
Did you guys
couple.
have micheladas with it?
Yeah, we got a couple
I thought I
micheladas.
saw it in the picture. Yeah.
It was live, dude. Yeah, we had a good time.
I love a michelada.
So yeah, I mean, food scene in LA is great. I guess one last thing, then we can move on. Yo, going to a Dodgers game. I guess I have 2 other things. Going to a Dodgers game was bizarre.
I'm sure. Probably a lot of like transient, like you, honestly, like you didn't really care who won or lost, I guess, in a way, because you're not really a Dodgers fan or whoever they played. But people probably go just to like go to Dodger Stadium. It's still one of the old, staples in the MLB that way.
Yeah, it was built in 1962, so yeah, it's older. And most of the people we interacted with were Dodgers fans, but here's the 2 most bizarre things. Is when you drive to Dodger Stadium, you drive through like a neighborhood. It ain't like here or like Baltimore or like Chicago, where you're just in the city and you're driving to a stadium. You're like driving through someone's neighborhood, and then it's like, bam, oh, we're at Dodger Stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I remember, the whole thing with like the Sixers arena, and there's, people bringing up all this stuff about displacing people and stuff, and it's like the potential bad shit about the Sixers arena is nothing compared to what they had to do to build Dodger Stadium. Like, they literally just bulldozed neighborhoods to build that fucking
like
stadium.
a big,
it was like fucking horrific.
Latino neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that was weird. And then when we get there, like me and my coworker and his friend, we brought like a bunch of beer and we're like, oh, hell yeah, we gonna tailgate. No tailgating whatsoever.
Yeah. Is there anywhere to
it's
do that?
Yeah, you forget that that's not a thing everywhere.
It was bizarre, dude.
Yeah.
No one's drinking before the game?
Not really.
Man.
There were some people walking up to the ballpark like with beers in their hands, but there was no one in the lots.
That's
one.
eerie. I don't know if I trust that. You can't trust a fan base that doesn't tailgate unless we're just bred corruptly and like degenerately over here.
It might be an East Coast thing. I don't know, because like I've been to other East Coast cities where like they do it in New York, they do it in Baltimore, they do it in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
It might just be
I feel like they must do it in like the South and in the middle of the country. And
you
stuff.
would think being in a beautiful weather area, like it's the prime opportunity for you have all day. It's nice out the whole entire time.
I mean, I can understand why tailgating. There's not really a big tailgating culture in New York. Like I've been to the Mets Stadium a few times, and like there's no tailgating there. But you would think a place like LA that has like a driving culture, most people have cars there, big parking lots. You would think there'd be some tailgating, but I guess not.
Yeah, the lot's huge. It's just like, this is a wasted opportunity.
And they're good. It's not like they're bad. Like they're a perennial good team. So I'm sure it's fun. That's odd.
Yeah, so I don't know. That was weird. But we were just drinking in the car. Like, obviously not driving.
Just sitting in the car.
Sitting in the car.
That just makes it even more fucking depressing.
Even weirder, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to do that. It's like LA state government.
Could you not drink outside? Could you not, like, just stand
because there were cops patrolling the whole time.
Yeah, you got to write a strongly worded letter to Gruesome Newsom.
Yeah, they're just in the car, like...
Yes, that's what we were doing. Like, I was, like, black bagging it. I had my 22-ounce can of Miller High Light, or Miller Lite, actually. Just black bagged, hiding it from people.
That's fucking
hysterical. In case anyone walked by that wanted to say something. So that was weird.
It's not even just that they don't tailgate. It's like anti-tailgate
No,
culture.
Exactly. There were signs that said, drinking in the parking lot is not allowed. They explicitly said that.
It's like you better, if you open up that back of your car, you better close it right away. You cannot leave that shit open.
Yeah.
That is so corny.
So then Mir Long confirmed. He's like, no one tailgates out here, not even for Rams or Chargers games.
What?
That's ridiculous. Imagine going to a football game, just not tailgating.
What do you do for 8 hours before the game?
You hang out at the bar and spend $8 on a beer.
What do you do? See,
what are you supposed to do when you get to the parking lot at 6 a.m. for the fucking football game?
No wonder it's such a big like shock for the players when they come to the East Coast and they're like, "What is going on out here?" People are, like throwing shit at the bus and all wasted, and there's kids flipping them off and everything. Like they go to a nice little cozy stadium. No one can even tailgate or get bucked like that.
Yeah, I really get it
and
now.
And we like promote. Yeah. I mean, it's like it's in our blood here. That's weird. I don't trust that.
Yeah, so that was an experience. What else? Dodger Stadium itself was really cool. It was really cool to walk around the concourse. The seating, we had like nosebleed seats, but you could see everything. The seats were really good. It was a really good game.
You saw a hell of a game.
It was a really good game.
Yeah, it was like a walk-off.
Mookie Betts walked it off.
Yeah, it was tied 3-3 in the bottom of the ninth. Then the Tigers took the lead in extra innings, and the Dodgers came back and won it. It's a wild game. Controversial call. So I was sitting next to one of the only Detroit Tigers fans in the whole stadium. He was all hype. I was actively rooting against the Dodgers, obviously.
Yeah.
So, like, we were boys for a little bit. What else? I think that's it. I got a Dodger dog. Dodger dogs are good. It's just an above-average hot dog, if you will. But then, dude, they had birria egg rolls.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, they were to die for, yo.
Those sound good.
Yeah, they came out with, like, the pickled red onions. And they give you some consomme to dip them in.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Woo! Yeah, they were delicious. So that's one of my LA notes. What else I got written down? I'm almost done here.
To be honest, sometimes I drive by a parking lot, I'm like, I could drink in that parking lot all day.
Dude, I've tailgated
That's a
things
good
that
one.
Yeah, I still can't get over that.
I've tailgated things that
past like the
aren't.
Cherry Hill Mall. It's like, I could drink there.
I've tailgated at IKEA before.
Yeah, I've tailgated.
Dude, there should have been people tailgating for when they were hauling off the USS United States.
Yeah, if they never pinned down the right date,
Yeah,
that was the worst
that
part.
is true.
That would have been a nice party.
I almost took off work for that, but then they kept pushing the date out. I'm like, shit,
you
I
don't
can't,
know when it's gonna
I don't
be.
know when it's going to be.
They just sneak it out in the
But I
middle
would
of the
have
night.
definitely...
Yeah,
that's
What?
an
we don't
event.
need an excuse to tailgate. We'll tailgate for no reason around here.
Exactly. You give me a nice 4x4 spot of asphalt and a cooler of beer,
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'll watch anything doing that.
yeah. I've tailgated weddings. Probably tailgated a funeral or two before.
Definitely.
I don't
Yeah,
care,
man.
man.
I think it's okay to do that.
It depends on the person. Some
Right.
people might want you to pay respects by throwing a party at their funeral.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing wrong with that.
We tailgated my cousin's wedding once because it was a dry wedding, and my dad packed the whole cooler.
Oh, your dad was thinking ahead.
So we were going back and forth from like the reception, come back out. Like, everyone was like, "Where you getting the beer from?" We're like, "We don't know. We're not telling you."
Like sneak some airplane bottles in there, go to the bathroom.
You
Just
know.
what we doing.
I didn't mean to sidetrack you on that. My bad.
No, I got a couple more things. Yo, this was cool. So we went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Did you go there when you were there?
No, but I've
It
heard
was
of that.
banging,
Yeah, that's like a famous place. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few of them. I'm pretty sure we went to the OG. And then once we finished up there, like the server, he could tell we weren't from around there. He's like, "Where are you guys from?" We're like, "Yeah, we're from Philly, like South Jersey." It's like, "Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn." He's like, "I got to recommend some places that I think you guys would like." So he recommended this one bar that we tried to go to, but I forget what it's called. It wasn't open yet. So then we were like, "What other bars are around here?" Dude, we found a dive bar in Hollywood.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was dope. The Frolic, I think, I have it written down here. And yeah, so we get in there, and apparently this bar was a speakeasy in the 30s.
Cool.
nice.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it was sick. It was like, you could have picked this bar up and put it in South Philly, and like, it would have fit right in. It was cool. Just a bunch of working class people and like vests, like retired regulars that just go there every day with their dog to have a
wood
couple
paneling
drinks.
on the walls.
Yeah, and like, it was cool as hell. And then this was the wild part. They had $3 Budweiser pints on like $3 Bud Draft.
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
It was just like, dude, I said to the guy, I was like, damn, I can't even buy this cheap in Philly at a bar.
No.
Yeah.
And like, who would have thought you'd find a dive bar like that in Hollywood?
Yeah, man. They got good Bud Coors out there from what I hear. No Miller Lite, which is fine, but I guess it is a bit of a... I don't know what the difference is for that, but... Yeah, man, you can't beat a cheap cold beer like that. Especially on draft and a good dive bar.
No, it was great. It was a cool atmosphere. All right, so this is the last thing, then we can move on. This was funny. I like was hungry in the hotel Wednesday morning. We got there Tuesday night. It's Wednesday morning. I'm hungry as hell. I'm like, damn, I wonder what kind of diners are around here. And we were downtown, in like downtown LA, which is the hood. Like, you're in the hood. Like, the homelessness out there is like San Francisco levels of like just sad.
Yeah.
I hadn't realized how sad it was till I seen it in person. But like, I'm like, all right, anyway, I gotta find a damn diner. So I'm like, look at the place on the map, on Google Maps. I'm like, okay, this place is walking distance. Looks pretty good. It's cheap. So I walk there and it just closed. Like, not just closed for the day, just
like
shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, all right, well, let's see what else I can find. So then there's another place, maybe 4 or 5 more blocks away from my hotel that looks decent. A little more expensive. I'm like, what the hell? I'm starving. I'll try it out. So then I get there and it's inside a hotel.
Damn.
And I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, maybe I can pay for a meal here, but I'm not staying in this hotel. So what if I can't?
Right.
So I'm like, what the hell? So I like look again. I'm like, okay, this next place is 4 or 5 more blocks away from my hotel. Like, all right, this place seems decent. So I start walking. And I'm like really in the hood now. Like, I'm seeing people like strung out, like people nodding out, like, just homeless people. Like the air reeks of piss and weed. And
damn, I'm
like,
home.
I kind of felt like I was home. Yeah, I kind of felt like I was back in Philly, to be honest with you. And then I get to the place and I look up. I'm like, damn, I'm in Skid Row. So I'm like, damn, no wonder I'm like seeing all this shit. Like,
Damn.
I'm like in the hood.
Yeah.
So then I walk into the diner, man, and they have all this Michael Jackson stuff. They have a replica red jacket, like what he was wearing in the
hell
Beat
yeah.
It video. They have like the placemat beneath me is a bunch of like stickers of Michael Jackson's face from like the Beat It era. And then there's like more like literature on the walls and a big like illustrated portrait of him. And I'm like, why does this place love Michael Jackson so much? Like, why? And, like, I can't talk to any other people there. Like, they're a bunch of old people or, like, people that look like they've seen better days. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, all right, let me figure this out. So I just look up on my phone, where was Beat It filmed? And there was some dispute, like this whole article debating whether or not the video, like when he's in the diner, whether it was that diner, the Monte Carlo.
Oh, shit.
It turns out it wasn't. Like, the whole article is really long, and I read through all of it, and at the bottom it says, yeah, it wasn't shot there, but it was shot like a block away.
Damn.
So I was like, oh, shit, this is cool as hell.
Yeah.
Like, Beat It was literally filmed, like, right down the street from where I'm sitting. That's why they love Michael Jackson.
That's sick. Hell
You're
yeah.
also very close to the hotel where the Night Stalker used to stay.
Yeah.
The Cecil Hotel.
It was creepy down there. But anyway, that's about it for my LA stories, I think. That's all I have written down. Beaches are different.
I think it was a good stretch, though. I'll tell you what. Good food, good game.
Yeah, it was a good time. Everything's expensive, but that was really my only gripe. It's all good.
Now you're back.
Yeah. So what do you want to get into first here?
So before we have to play LA, we're still on to the Rockies. We can get to the Phillies then.
Yeah.
Let's see what the score is.
You got to do a little intel then while you're over there. We can get to that next week, I guess, when they play the Dodgers. But
they look good, dude. They look really
they're
good.
undefeated right now.
Yeah.
What
they're going for 8-0.
They said they're 7-0 for the first time in, I forget how, since 2005 maybe.
Yeah, they look really good.
If they go 10-0, it'll be the first time since they were, maybe the Brooklyn Dodgers? I forget what they were saying on the TV earlier today. But for right now, we got the Rockies. Phillies starting off pretty good. Only one loss on the season.
Yeah, the Phillies are up 3-1 right now, bottom of the 8th.
Okay, can't beat that. How do we feel about the start so far?
Pretty good. I feel like we're been doing about what we've expected. Pitching's been solid. You've been getting some good at bats. The guys you're counting on. We had had some dingers. Harper's hit one. That one they Schwarber's got 2,
3.
Three. Yeah. Alec Boehm's got his torpedo bat.
Yeah, we got to talk about those.
Yeah. Nuts. But yeah, they look pretty good. I think my biggest surprise is Max Kepler so far.
Looks good.
Yeah, looking pretty good. I'll take him in left field all day.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of my gripes. Y'all couldn't remember his name last week.
That's why I couldn't.
What's his name? Do you know his name? It's like Kepler.
Yeah.
Who knows what his name is?
Well, I kept wanting to say.
How do y'all not know the starting left fielder's name when they just played a game?
Hey man, the season just
day
started.
prior?
First off, it's his first time. You know what I mean? It's not like we forgot Shane Victorino's name. It's like a guy that we didn't know. I kept thinking Gabe Kepler, and it kept throwing me off. So I just stopped
you
talking.
did say Gabe. Someone said Gabe Kepler straight up. I was like, what the hell
probably
are
me.
these guys talking about?
If I had to bet, it's probably me.
my
But
God.
anyway, we knew what we were trying to talk about. But yeah, he's been surprising me this season. Schwarber back in full swing, looking like what Schwarber does. Doesn't matter where you put him in the lineup, he's still hitting balls. So I'm happy with it. It's too early, I think, to tell what they're going to do, but they're starting off better than this is how you want them to start off.
Yeah. I mean, everything has kind of gone as expected, right? You get a really strong performance from Wheeler in Game 1 in the season opener. You get Luzardo, who I guess he exceeded expectations. He was dealing
with some offensive help.
Yeah,
he would have been a lot better. But I feel like
crushing.
Yeah,
hitting like 97. Like throwing that curveball, that slider, that sweeper. He was dealing. And then of course you get Aaron Nola in the fourth inning, just mortal enemies, cruising in that game. Oh, this was wild too. That game was on 10:30 local time when I was in LA.
Oh yeah.
So it was cool to wake up, like eat breakfast, and be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna put the Phillies game on and have a beer at 10:30 in my room."
Oh yeah.
Out watching sports in LA on the West Coast, like 1:00 start times are different. That was cool. It just was a great start to the day. But anyway, yeah, Nola comes out and just the fourth inning, man. He unravels in the fourth inning just like clockwork.
Yep.
And yeah, that's to be expected too, though, right? And then, yeah, I mean, what was the home opener? They come out again, hit a bunch of dingers, and then today, Wheeler's dealing again. Everything mostly has gone as expected. I think my biggest gripe is the schedule. How do you have? I understand why they do it, but they need to change this. You have the season opener and off day, 2 games the home opener, then another off day.
Very odd.
Yeah,
so
the second
choppy.
off day is kind of much.
That was
Yeah.
odd. Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Like I get it's for rain insurance. It's rain date insurance or whatever. If the home opener, season opener, they get rained out, just reschedule them for the next day. But can we please do something about that where you don't have 2 off days in 5 days? Like not only as a fan does that suck, but as a player that means they're probably gonna have a string of like 20 games in 20 days coming up here pretty soon. And I mean, I get it, it's baseball, but that's easily avoidable.
It's also like the games that they have to play now are going to be all, I mean, the forecast, it's Philadelphia in, April and May. I mean, it gets, even the last couple of seasons have been ass that way where it's been shitty weather, cold. Even today was kind of ass. And, I mean, Tom McCarthy was like, yeah, I see lightning in the background. Which is like, it rained a little bit today, but like it's just a nasty time to be out there playing ball. So the schedule, I don't know how they can fix that or change it, but it is frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a great fix. I don't know. Make more room for rain dates later in the year. I don't know. I don't think there's an easy fix for it, but it also isn't great to have the players have 2 off days and then play a bunch of games in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but, they're starting off pretty good. Dodgers are very hot, so that'll be a very tough thing. The only, I guess, saving grace is that we're playing at home. So
Weather's not supposed to be great either.
that's a benefit to us.
Yeah, it's better for us than it is for them.
But they are definitely hot.
Maybe that plane will experience a little turbulence on the way
Yeah.
here.
Oh, like mine did?
Get a little fucked up on the way here. Yeah. Get a little queasy. Maybe they'll get some food poisoning, which would help. But, we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I think we probably have some listeners that work at the local establishments. Hey, you see any Dodgers in the building? Leave that cheesesteak out a little longer.
Start fucking them up a little bit.
Pour a little gasoline in that beer. Well, I can't say that.
Damn.
I can't say
Well,
that.
if the Dodgers all stop at Skinny Joey's cheesesteak, maybe he'll take care of them for us.
Damn.
But no, I mean, that should be a good test. That Dodgers team is what the hell is that?
His phone's talking to him.
What is that?
All the time we'll tell you, I think
Siri's going off.
Oh, Siri's
Is
popping off right
Siri
now.
wants to be on the pod?
that cheese decal with the longer little bit, pour a little gasoline in that.
Should we make our notes?
What the hell?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Damn,
Well,
I hope the
We must have
listeners,
said something that sounded like "Hey Siri."
I hope the listeners and viewers can hear what just happened there. I don't think they're going to be able to. That was
I don't know.
bizarre.
She read the whole last bit that we just talked about.
Siri, man, stop listening to us. You're going to
Yeah,
tell
shut
the
the fuck
Dodgers.
Oh, now she getting all start up again. You got to turn that shit off.
Yeah, stop listening.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Oh, I think it's off.
Siri, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Speaking of trees,
Anyway.
man, yeah, these torpedo bats. I'll tell you what.
Yo, yeah, what do you make of this?
I mean, apparently they've been around for.
Since
apparently they're not-
Yeah,
last
Chaz
season.
Chisholm's
Yeah.
been using it,
Yeah.
but like when you put it on a team, you figure this way, right? Like if Pittsburgh had these things, nobody would even notice because they're not really doing anything that way. But you put him on the Yankees that has Aaron Judge, Chaz Chisholm's got some fire to his bat too.
Stanton.
You got Stanton.
Yeah.
Like these guys are hitting fucking bombs with or without a crazy looking bat. And then you put them. I think it's just a combo of you put those guys with these types of bats, and they have a great weekend. That they're like, look what's happening here.
Yeah.
I don't think
People
it's like
start connecting dots. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. It's not like they're like using cork bats or some shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, just like a different, I don't know, design
Apparently,
or
the
whatever.
model of the bat has been like, there's been wiggle room for dimensions to,
there
change
always
the
has been. Yeah, I
size,
read
but
the
no
whole
one's ever
article.
done
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, it looks fucking stupid though. I will say, I think they look dumb as shit.
They look kind of weird.
They look stupid as hell.
They look like those big league bats. When you would play wiffle ball, everyone would
The
play with the
fucking
long
fat-
yellow
fungo
thing.
bats?
Yeah, then you walk up with the short stocky thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they look like that. But I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. It's something that more teams should take advantage of, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And I mean, if you just the way the league's been trending, everything has just been it seems to be so in favor of pitching. Also just the way that people throw now. It's like everyone's fucking firing at like near 100 degrees,
Yeah.
have like insane breaking stuff. So I feel like it's about time that something kind of breaks the other way and gives a little bit of an advantage back to the hitters. So, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
yeah, I mean,
If,
go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not like the Yankees are the only ones that are allowed to use them. So
Right.
it's like, yeah, if you think that that's giving you advantage, then fucking try them out, see if it works.
Yeah,
I don't see the problem.
in some ways, it's not unlike the juice ball thing from a couple years ago. I mean, that was something that affected everyone league-wide, and everyone took advantage, but there's nothing stopping more teams from doing it. Pretty sure Alec Boehm has one.
Yeah, Alec Boehm's
I
using
know
it.
a few other Phillies, I think, were considering it. Like, why not?
Stott was. Yeah, I mean, first it's the torpedo bats, next it's the steroids. I'm into all of it, honestly.
Yeah, bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, bring back the roids.
Bring back the
I'm into
the
it.
golden
Yeah.
age of baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think all three of us here are pro, like, steroids in baseball, to be honest.
Yeah, man.
Specifically in baseball, not just like in general use, but I think that it makes the game more fun.
Yeah.
That's literally what you go to see baseball for, is to see someone hit some fucking home runs.
Dude,
That's really it.
In the 90s, when baseball was tanking, you know what brought everyone back? The home run chase with McGuire and Sosa. You know what fueled that? Steroids.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Nothing wrong with a roid here or there. I mean,
Except for a hemorrhoid.
well, yeah, that's a different type of
You
roid.
don't
Yeah.
want that.
They don't want those roids. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but a steroid, I mean, you take steroids all the time. You take steroids when you get an eye infection, an ear infection, a toothache.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell's the
It's
difference?
true.
I mean, there's a big difference, but
Different kind of steroid.
hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, who cares?
But yeah, nah, I've got no issue with the torpedo bats. Bring back the dingers. Especially right now when it's cold out.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't really going to see any dingers otherwise. And then, like, when it's July and it's 90 degrees with 70% humidity, I want to see some 15-12 games. Like, bring it on, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm into it. The torpedo bat, we'll see. I mean, a season will tell statistically, what damage it really does. But I feel like Aaron Judge can't really hit any more home runs than he already has without that bat. So, like,
Yeah, he's going to hit dingers one
the
way or the
sample
other.
size, the sample size is like, okay, who gives a shit? But, like, you give that bat to, like, a fucking Stubbs. If he starts doing some shit, then it'd be intriguing to see. But, like, it's going to be the same guys that hit 25, 30 home runs a year that are still hitting 25, 30 home runs a year, just with a different fucked up looking bat.
Yeah, no, nothing against it. I mean, you saw Matt Strom was saying, yeah, give us something, some equivalent. He said stop checking our hands or something, maybe. Did you see that?
I don't know.
Yeah, but he got to relax. I
He
don't
was
know what
like,
that
yeah,
even
let me
means.
get some of the sticky stuff that the batters use in the batter's box. That's probably a little, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
That feels
Bring
a
back
little
the
excessive.
spitball.
Foreign substances.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little different. I don't know. Maybe it isn't.
He's one to talk about stop looking at our hands, Mr. Fucking Cardboard cut over here. You got to settle down.
Yeah. Yo, I was surprised you weren't giving him a hard time over that.
I did a little bit.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah, you
Well,
could have
it's
gone harder.
He hasn't. It was spring
a
training.
torn ligament is a lot more serious than a shaved fingernail.
To his credit, he was there for opening day.
Yeah,
So
it was
Okay,
spring
no,
training.
okay,
That's why
that's
I was.
true,
I was
that's
giving him
true.
some grace. It's
Yeah,
spring
if he
training.
had missed the regular season game, okay,
Yeah.
you would have gone in on
That's
him.
all I'm
Okay,
saying.
fair enough.
It was like preseason. Just get warmed up here. We're all getting warmed up.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather miss preseason to be
Yeah.
honest. So okay, fair enough.
But I called it out though. I did bring it up.
Yeah, no, I heard you bring it up.
Not
It's
for
like, damn,
nothing.
Pat's not going hard on him like he did Derek Hall.
Yeah. Well. Anyway. But
Yo, in other news, the Braves are 0-6 and have scored a total of 9 runs.
they're looking bad.
They look really bad.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. Even like when you watch, I haven't watched a lot of their games, but I've seen some of like the highlights for the teams that have played them, and like the highlights for the other team hasn't necessarily been that impressive. The Braves have just been fucking up, drop balls, bad throws, like just like the Mets in that one stretch last year where like they were playing like I don't know pee-wee baseball, like looking like a bunch of little idiots over there. Like it just something's not clicking right now. But it's early.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to really take anything away from it. I still think they're going to be a pretty formidable challenge in the division. It's just they're off to a rough start, is what it is.
Plus, if last year showed us anything, is that like this division. I mean, the Mets people were laughing
yeah,
at them
exactly.
for the whole
The Mets
season.
were
Like they fucking
dog shit.
beat our ass. So
Yeah.
the Braves are like a sleeping giant, so to speak. Potentially, the potential's there. They're a sound unit when they play well together, but they've had a rocky last season, right? So there's not a lot of like they're probably not used to playing again with all each other. So give them some time. They'll be. I'm not really I'm happy that they're losing, but I'm not worried about the state of the Braves. They're going to be good.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it while it lasts,
yeah.
but I don't know.
I don't know,
Sure, it's
man.
early.
If they fall to 0-7, that's a 7 not 7 games. I mean, they'll be probably 4 back of the Phillies. But the bigger concern is that their guys are hurt, right? Like Strider, I mean, I don't know when he's supposed to come back, but he's coming back from Tommy John as a pitcher. He's probably not going to be the same guy right away. Acuna's not due back until middle or end of May. Then Jurickson Profar suspended 80 games for PEDs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
He was their big off-season acquisition. And this guy, he had a career year last year. No wonder why. He was jacked up on steroids.
On that shit.
Which,
Free my man.
I mean, maybe that's an argument against steroids is if you allow steroids, then he's back on the Braves, and it makes things harder for the Phillies. But
Well, then we got to start juicing up someone else.
Yeah,
the rules really should just be according to what favors the Phillies.
Every what they should do though is every team should get one juiced up player.
I like that.
Then it's fair.
You just have one
one roided out maniac on each team would be sick.
And any position, pitcher.
It's like a game breaker.
Just
Yeah.
You just have one guy who's like would be just like a quad A player, and he just like comes at the bat and his like eyes are fucking twitching, and it's just like his veins
You
are
bring him
popping
out on like a chain. He's out there all, Dude, bottom of
they call up Garrett Stubbs.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like chained to a leash like a bulldog, and you just let him come up the pitch. He's like growling at the pitcher.
Jacked.
Yeah.
Weird.
They're just like
did he
pumping him
grow
full
6
shit.
inches?
It's like
What the
remember
fuck?
like Bane from not the latest one, but from like the Batman and Robin Bane. Where
Yeah.
you just like pump him, inject him full of the shit. And just like
The veins are green.
yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
What the
It's
fuck?
it's that, but your backup catcher that you throw out there every Sunday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Bottom of the 9th, bases loaded. They're like, who they put in here? They're like,
that's a
oh
great
my God.
idea.
Put in the bulldog.
Yeah, you should have like one. Yeah, for every illegal substance there is, you should get one player that could do it. Like one guy's allowed to get roided up, one guy's allowed to take amphetamines,
One guy can wear sticky shit on his
One
hands
guy-
to pitch.
Yeah.
one guy can just be taking ketamine. He's just in the K-hole every game.
It's pretty much
Just
Stubbs
like-
anyway. We already had that, yeah.
You just have one. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that solves it for the rest of the league. You know,
Yeah.
fuck the torpedo bat, whatever the fuck it's called.
Rob Manfred, we're available for a meeting if you want to consult.
We talked highly
We're
on
full
him a
of
couple
ideas.
weeks ago too, so he should support us.
Yeah,
We support
look, we're
him.
full. We got
some
we're
ideas
ideas
brewing.
people here.
We're juicing up ideas.
Yeah, juicing literally.
Juicing up.
But nah, man, what else? Oh, the Braves, Reynaldo Lopez. He was their second best starter after Chris Sale last year. He's going to be out for 2 months with shoulder surgery. So, man,
Yeah.
they're kind of banged
Had
up.
bad luck the past couple of
Chris
years.
Sale's old.
And the
I get
NL's
it.
good, yeah.
I get it. Chris Sale just won a Cy Young, but he's also getting older. I mean, that injury bug could come calling for him. Father Time could come calling for him at any point.
I mean, the Braves were just injury bug ridden.
Yeah.
I mean, they got fucked up last year, unfortunately, but the NL's a tough spot to be in because, you go down for that long of a stretch. The Mets pulled it out last year, but you figure the Mets will be decent this year. Phils are always in it. Dodgers on a crazy-ass run. Diamondbacks are still no joke.
Yeah, they're good this year. Yeah.
You got some teams that are creeping in there. I think the Marlins are off to a decent start, if I'm not mistaken. But they're like the annoying thing that just always lingers around. Right? They're not quite but they're not quite good. But they will beat you when they play you at home. Like they're frustrating.
Yeah, they always give the Phillies a hard time. I mean, there have definitely been seasons where they started really hot, and by the end of the season, they're 30 games under 500.
Yeah.
Then a couple years ago, they made the playoffs. So,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I could see it the way the Braves season's trending. I could see the NL East being a 2-team race between us and the Mets, or a 3-team race where it's the Braves being replaced by the Marlins.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think, but
I think that's doable for them.
the Marlins are a gutty team. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's all I got written down. Big series this weekend. We'll really see how the Phillies stand after that. I mean, beating the Nationals and the Rockies is great, but they aren't really the class of the NL. Right?
Nah.
Like we're about to face the world champions, the best team in
That's
baseball.
just the old rust knockoffer that you need, though, right? You play two shitty teams. You do what you're supposed to do against them.
Yeah, it's a good way to ease into the season.
Yeah,
for sure.
and then you play some tough teams, and now you see what you got.
Yeah.
But at least we're home. That's our own, if we were having to travel to LA, I'd be like, I don't know about that. But, we get LA on a hot streak. They got to travel now all the way across, So we'll see. Close. It should be a tough series, but
Yeah, I mean, we beat them. We swept them last year in Philly, so who knows?
It's true.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, that's all we got.
I think that
Yeah,
ship
I think
has
that's it
sailed.
for the Phils. Want to move on to the what do we want to talk? Want to talk?
Well, we got medical procedures done. We can talk about coaches being fired.
Let's talk coaches being fired. Yeah.
All right, get some flyers
'cause-
talking here.
Typically, I would have given you all the business for not mentioning Torts in that quote, but then he got fired the next day. So I'm guess it's good they didn't bring it up because it's not really relevant anymore anyway.
I think we saw the writing on the wall, but
yeah.
man. So he's out. Torts is gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I wish they would have just let him ride out the rest of the season so that they could lose more games.
Yeah.
To be honest, because it seems like they got a fire under them now. They're winning all these games and ruining. But but I mean, I felt like there was a good chance that they were going to move on during the summer. Wasn't expecting it to go down like this. You know, when they first hired him and they had this new, structure with the front office with like Keith Jones, Danny Briere, they made a big deal out of this whole, like, this is going to be this like triumvirate with Torts. And obviously everyone kind of thought that he was eventually going to get moved up to the front office, but I guess not.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he left on the best terms. Like it didn't seem like
dude.
It didn't seem like a catch and release. So to speak.
Man.
I think that he's just the, I feel like the expectation going into it was like, this is a guy who can, they wanted him like to instill this like tough culture and all this stuff. But I feel like the front office, like Danny Briere, maybe not so much Briere, but like Hilferty and Keith Jones, maybe a little bit underestimated, like just how much he's going to wear on everybody else in the organization. And I think it just got to be like, enough is enough. We can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of said this a couple weeks ago. We were talking about it kind of tongue-in-cheek, jokingly, like, does anyone like John Tortorella? Could you imagine being married to him? But clearly, man, he just wore on everyone, right? Like Coots last year. Right? Like the whole Coots situation where he named him captain and then scratched him a bunch of games. The whole Cam York thing, benching Mishkov all these times. Like the Cam York thing was like, I think that was it. Right? Like the whole situation with that. Did you hear about what he apparently said to him?
I didn't hear the details. I just knew they had like a big blow up.
Yeah, so they had a big blow up, and this was on I think the Chicklets podcast. Who was, I don't remember dude's name. But anyway, someone that, who was on the Flyers? Oh man, I don't remember the guy that was on the Flyers that was on this episode. But he's like, still kind of talks to players in the organization. Mm-hmm. And the report was that Torts apparently in that altercation with Cam York said, hey, if you come back and I'm back next year, I will bury you. Just straight up told him
what
that.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, it was just like some high school like meathead bully shit to your, I guess your second pair defenseman at the time, right? So, yeah, naturally Cam York's not going to take well to that.
Yeah,
I think he was in the right to be that pissed off about it.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, and we've talked before about how, Torts will do this stuff where he like benches a guy for a couple days, and in the grand scheme of things, is like, is that really that big of a deal to give a guy a night off here and there? But I think the part of that was maybe like kind of underestimated by everyone else is not how that affects that player, but how it affects everybody else in the locker room.
Right.
Like when you're seeing the guy who just got named captain get benched for like 3 games or whatever right afterwards, like what does that say to you if for everybody else? It's not creating a good atmosphere, Well,
that's like in his tenure here, like what was the end goal here then for him, right? Like you could be a hard ass and help, right? If his goal was to come in here, put this mystique of toughness and whatever to be on this team to be able to go win a championship eventually, you just broke down everyone that was ever in that locker room. Like there was never any like, okay, like you had a great couple games or whatever, we're gonna give you a night off or whatever. It was always like a demeaning kind of tear someone down type of thing, where the rest of the team was never involved in that or like was supportive of that.
Yeah. So
like, but you were alluding to that all season where you're like, listen, he's gonna ride out this storm. Don't make him the front office guy. He's not good with the locker room anymore. Like we said that, like you said, last couple of weeks, it was not connected with anybody on the team.
Well, yeah, I think even Danny Briere kind of had enough of him. right?
Yeah,
I think
push
that was
comes
kind
to
of
shove, you gotta
the
let the
straw
man
that broke
go.
the camel's back, right? Is Keith Jones and Danny Briere was like, enough's enough. And it's just, I mean, they talk to players, right? Like they talk to especially the leaders on the team, like a Couturier. They probably asked Lawton before he left, Konechny. They're probably like, yeah, what do you think? And at some point, these guys are probably like, yeah, I mean, morale's down. Like, we're losing a bunch of games. He's just yelling at us. He's not really helping us be our best selves. He still has Rocky Thompson coaching the power play. He's not putting us in position to win. At a certain point, Briere's probably like, yeah, you know what? You got to go.
Yeah, and it seemed like there was a real disconnect, too. If you look at how, like, when they unloaded Farabee and Frost and got back that dude Peltier, and he just like didn't really play him that much. And when asked about it, he more or less like I don't know exactly
was BS. I remember reading
but he
this.
was more or less like, I don't know what to do with this guy. Like he's not more like, I forget exactly what he said, but he like basically the point he got across was like, this guy's not good enough to play on my team.
Right.
And it's like, well, your fucking general manager just traded for it because he thinks that he's worth a look.
Yeah.
So like, that's just such a huge disconnect between the coach and the front office. But I just don't. It's just like, how can that continue?
I feel like Torts never got over the fact that like he's coaching a developing team, and like you could be the,
which is why it was a weird hire from the get go.
You could be the staunch, stalwart guy of like, I'm gonna be, hardball, whatever, the whole entire time. But like these guys need development and growth. They're young. They don't have a whole lot of experience in terms of playoff games or big moment games. Like they just need to be able to play together as a team. And you're trying to galvanize this like old head mentality of like just play hard, practice hard, and we're going to win this way. Like they needed more than that, and he did not connect with the players that we had for what he was really brought in to do, which could have been a miss when they brought him in, whatever. But like he did not gel. He would do better with a team that probably has a couple good veterans on the team, maybe a couple young guys, but like enough other players that could like be the buffer zone. But to not have that veteran leadership to be able to deter Torts from the young guys, you just broke down all those people in that locker room.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's a coach where he will get the most out of like good players. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's the best at developing, rookies and young players and this and that. Like, I feel like he's the type of coach that you hire if you're a team that has a pretty good roster, but it's just like can't quite reach that next gear.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's not at all the situation that the Flyers are in right now. No. So it's just, I mean, it always just seemed like a kind of an odd hire. I mean, they just put a lot of stock into this idea that he was going to instill this culture, which for a few guys, maybe he did. I mean, I feel like every Torts team, there's always one or two players that are like, I'm so glad that I had him as a coach, and like he made me a better player, this and that, which is great. But if you have two guys like that and like 10 guys that just fucking can't stand him,
that's that psychological warfare he's putting on people though. Like it's odd that he never realized that. Well, like that's where I'm more disappointed at. Like it's not like he was ever once like, hey, I have to like step back of what I am used to doing or how I coach. Like as a coach, I get it. You're brought in to do a specific thing. People like what you do. Right? In any sport, you're like known for X, Y, Z. But at the end of the day, if things aren't gelling, a lot of those great coaches say, okay, we had to like kind of recalibrate or bring in another guy to help me out to figure some things out. And he was so just hard-headed on what he was going to do and like could not see that was not working. Yeah,
I mean, kind of reminds me of the Doc Rivers of the NHL in a few ways, right? Like not really or initially where I was headed with this, but I mean, think about it. Like Torts hasn't won anything since the early 2000s. Doc hasn't either. Doc's been in a bunch of places. Both are Hall of Fame level coaches that
we're pushing 20 years from greatness.
Don't really know how to coach this generation of players. But I think the thing with Torts is, I remember saying this when we recorded upstairs at Trevor's house. I said this. I said, I don't think Torts is going to last that long because I don't think coaching a rebuild is for him. Then that quote he said really the day before he got fired, where he says he doesn't really have interest coaching a rebuilding team, that winning isn't the objective. I mean, it came full circle, right? Like, what we've always known about him became true. And I don't doubt that some players developed under him, right? Like, let's see if I can think of an example. I can't right now, but I don't doubt that some players developed. Bobby Brink's been playing better.
Konechny, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. There weren't too many players that I would say really developed a lot under Torts, especially on this year's team. They've been pretty ass. Last year, I could point to a few players.
Yeah, there's just not enough players that have really taken a step forward, you know?
Yeah, so he wore out his welcome. I mean, wish him the best. I did think at first there was a chance maybe, say, after the dust settles in a year or two when the team's ready to start winning, he comes back in a front office or advisor capacity. That seems less likely just based on what Briere said about him.
No.
It's like, yeah, he's a complicated man.
I don't
That's a
think-
nice way
yeah.
of saying, yeah, he's an ass.
I think if they had any intentions of keeping him in the organization, I think they would have let him finish out the year. The fact that they fired him with 10 games to go or
9,
whatever.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think he's out.
Yeah, he out. He definitely
He out. He definitely out. Yeah.
But yeah, so what do you make of them winning all these games?
I mean, I don't know. It's good to see that there's still some spark in these guys. Like, it's nice to see Mishkov is.
Almost a hat trick.
Yeah,
That
that
one
was
game?
hilarious
Yeah.
when he missed the open net.
Yep.
Oh man, but yeah. I mean, obviously, it would be nice if they could get that higher draft pick, but at the same time, you know, it's good to see that maybe they aren't actually as bad as they've been playing the past month or so. You know,
It's the classic, you fire the coach, your players want to prove that,
Yeah.
it's not on the coach, or we got, now it's funny that it took him getting out of there for the locker room to, get together and be a team. And you're like, oh shit, here we go, But again, it's, to your point too, it's the home stretch. They got 8 games left. So yeah, fucking play your balls off, see what you can do, and, keep your job or whatnot. But I don't look too much into it. It's frustrating for a draft perspective, but, you do get energized when you change a coach that way. It's a lot more drastic than losing a player, right? So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too mad about it. If the way they were winning was different, then I would be upset, right? Like, say they were winning and it was just Konechny and Couturier and I don't know, Rasmus Ristolainen, who's hurt right now, but let's say they were our 3 performers.
yeah,
It's it's your vets that probably aren't going to be around the next time the team's good. They're the ones driving the winning. Then I'd have a problem because it's yeah, we're winning and these guys aren't really helping anything, and these guys aren't going to be around the next time the team's good. And yeah, I want to see the young players perform. I mean, I've lamented that on the pod before. But what's cool to see is that they're winning, and it's guys like Mishkov, Tippett, Bobby Brink. You know what I'm saying? Sanheim. Well, Sanheim's kind of more of the veteran type, but he'll be here a while yet. But you know what I mean? It's the guys that are really going to be the next
Got shit
here
to
the
prove.
next several
Yeah.
years. That all season, Michkov hasn't really disappointed, but Tippett is certainly disappointed. People like that have kind of let us down now that they're kind of finally showing what they're capable of. I don't mind the winning. I mean, that skid that they went on kind of ensured that they're probably going to finish no lower than 6th or 7th anyway. They could still finish bottom 5.
yeah,
I mean, let's be honest, they were never going to catch the Sharks or the Blackhawks.
yeah.
So, I mean, they could have finished as low as 4th, 3rd, or 4th. Realistically, they were probably always going to finish around 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they finished 6th or 7th. Not the end of the world as far as I'm concerned, just because of the way the winning's happening.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been my whole thing with, whether you want them to get this high draft pick or not. Because, if they would lose in, the perfect way, that'd be one thing. If it was, everyone's good, but it's just, the goaltending's bad, so they're letting up all these goals and losing that way. But, most likely if you're losing, that many games, it's probably worse than that. So, if you're losing all these games and the reason is because all of these young players that you're counting on actually aren't that good, then it's well, maybe get a draft pick, but that's because you're that much further away than you thought you were. So,
Light at the end of the tunnel.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of there a couple weeks ago. I remember saying, yeah, it feels like they have a couple pieces, but other than that, they're just stuck. I feel a little better now. I mean, yeah, they still need a lot of help. But the good news is they have cap space and they have draft picks, and they'll be in the market for a new coach. Hopefully they hire a coach that's younger, that isn't some angry boomer. I like that you said cantankerous. That's a good word. Perfectly describes Torts. He's cantankerous as the day is long. Hopefully you get someone some youth, some energy, we've kind of talked about it before. They need it on the player side, but they also really need it on the coaching side.
Yeah,
Jettison Rocky Thompson, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see which way they go with the coaching search. I definitely don't want another one of these retread guys that have just been cycled around the league a million times. I see people throwing Rick Tockett's name out there. It's like, no, thank you, not interested.
I mean, plus
love Rick Tocchet, but no.
That'd be the very Flyers thing to do.
Yeah, unless by the only like Flyers move that I'd be okay with is if by some chance that the Hurricanes part with Brindamore, I'd be cool. Down with, but I don't think that's going to happen. The Carolina front office is not that reactionary, so we'll see.
Yeah, you haven't really read up too much on coaching candidates yet.
Yeah, I mean the hot name that's out there is David Carl, the guy who's actually
he's
Matt Carl's brother. He's he coaches Denver, but also coaches the U.S. juniors team.
Yeah,
that's been really great, and but he's like a guy that you would need to give him like a big contract to pry him away from.
He's like our age, right?
Probably.
Yeah, he's not much older than us. I don't think he might be like 34.
But he's like he's a real trendy name out there that would. I think a guy like that would be like a perfect fit, but I just don't think
Comcast got money. Spend that money.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see. I feel like it'll take a lot to pry him away from his current position. But
the other name that was rumored a lot was Mike Sullivan, right? Yeah. Like he's a Torts disciple, but I feel like they might want to distance themselves from that style of coaching after this whole experience. Yeah. They probably should.
I'd say so. Yeah.
And Mike Sullivan kind of falls into the category of retread. Yeah, I understand he's won Stanley Cups, but he had, what do you call it? Crosby,
Malkin. Yeah.
What's my man's name? The goalie, Fleury.
He
was good for a while. Yeah, Matt he had some really good teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I shouldn't say anyone can win championships with a Hall of Fame roster like that, but I don't know. No, I don't think he would do well with this roster. Not yet. If they were more ready to win, okay, bring him in. But they still need someone that can develop players. So I'm all in favor of a younger coach, college-type coach.
Yeah.
Find the Nick Sirianni of the NHL.
Exactly. Yeah, let's do that.
So I guess
speaking of, we can get on to the birds.
Let's get into it.
The owners' meetings. The owners are meeting.
Yeah, they're meeting. They're moving. They're grooving.
Got some rule changes into effect.
Yeah, where do we want to start with this? Do we want to start with let's start with the rule changes.
Yeah, I mean, one went through, right? The overtime rule.
The OT.
Which was good.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I guess so it'll be the same as, I guess the only difference is that in the playoffs it's 15 minutes and the regular season will still be 10, but both teams will get a chance to possess the ball, which I like. I think that makes sense. So that's cool.
I think it works. I think it's straightforward. I'm into it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna run through the other, but they expanded replay to review certain penalties, right? Personal fouls or something
in the regular season.
I think it's just expanded replay in general. I thought.
Is that what it is? Yeah. So I guess it's just kind of ambiguous. I know what they were talking specifically about, face masks.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a thing that I feel gets screwed up and is usually kind of obvious on a replay.
Yeah, it gets missed a lot.
Review it. They're not allowed to review it.
It gets missed all the time.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know. Oh, did I see that the chain gangs will be gone now? Well, it'll be there for a secondary use, but they're going to move to a more electronical, what's it called? First down marker?
Electronical.
It's about damn time, dude.
Electronic.
It's about damn time.
Electronic.
Right?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's 2025. It's not 1994, man. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And so many times the spot of the ball is way off, and then you challenge it, and this ball spot almost never gets overturned when it's challenged.
Yeah, right? It's a huge scrum of people. How can you tell? Yeah.
Well, especially if they're going to make the review longer then, or whatever that other rule is. You're going to be able to see a lot clearer where the ball probably is. You got these two old dudes with a fucking chain just walking around with oh, nope, it didn't make it.
Yeah, no, it's just stupid. So yeah, I'm pleased to see that one. I tell you what, I was pleased to see that did not get agreed upon was the Lions ruling for illegal contact holding and pass interference not to result in an automatic first down.
Oh, yeah.
You know why they were doing that? Because they have Terrion Arnold. That man, he got called for so many penalties in the secondary. Yeah, I mean, that rule would literally only benefit, it would benefit other teams. And, like, don't get me wrong. But that rule was solely to benefit them.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And, like, I don't know. I don't really like the Lions anymore. They were a fun upstart team. Now they're getting kind of annoying. And I'm, like, glad that rule didn't
they had their
overturn.
chance.
Now they're gutted, too.
Yeah.
They got
Ben Johnson
totally
coaching
depleted.
Chicago.
Yeah.
They got their coaches all poached, and they didn't even get to
Aaron
the big
Glenn's
game.
in New York. Yeah, they done, dude.
Classic Detroit move right there.
Too bad.
But now, I think the overtime rule, it should match. The regular season and playoffs should match. Like, I don't like when there's inconsistency between the regular season and the playoffs. If there's very little the NBA does right these days, but that's one of them. Is the like regular season overtime rules are largely just the same. You don't really have that in hockey, right? Overtime in hockey is totally different from overtime in the
But I think it
regular
makes
season.
sense for hockey.
But
because you don't want a regular season game going like 6 periods
Right.
or whatever.
yeah, I guess.
It's like so fucking grueling. Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I guess baseball, they do it the same. But baseball, they need to eliminate that stupid ghost runner altogether, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but
That's a different
I
story.
don't think
for a
that's ever going to
different day.
happen.
No.
The players like it.
It's stupid. But nah, I mean, as far as rule changes are concerned, the big one is
The bitch-ass Packers, man.
the tush push.
Tush push. It's here for now. Until
For
what, May?
I got
May.
plenty
They
of
revisit
stuff on
this?
Yeah,
this,
another month
dude.
in May, so they got time to. It's like a fucking political thing. They got to get the right votes to re-vote on it again to try to shoot it down. But I don't know. I think we're here. I think it's going to be safe either way. I think we survived.
Maybe for the
May.
year. It does kind of just feel like the writing's on the wall that I feel like it's going to get banned eventually.
I think that. Well, I mean, the potential's there for it to get banned for sure. But at the same
But
time,
the
though,
momentum's moving in the wrong direction right now.
Yeah, no,
You know
it
what I mean?
is.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I think that there's enough. The fact that they had to pause and delay and try to finagle some things around.
They do need a lot
they're
of
gonna
people
have to-
to agree to it.
They're gonna
They
have
need
to.
24 out of 32.
Yeah, and it was a dead 50-50 split.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get 8 coaches to swap sides. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like
I don't see it.
it seemed at least the legs that they're standing on for overturning it are all BS, right? Like there's the injury one.
Well, that was
There's,
the main.
it's not an aesthetically
but
pleasing
that
play.
was the main. That was why it got shut down for voting this time. Is that the main reason why they brought up this rule was because of injury things, but then the study came out that there was 0% injury rate on that play. So of course, if you're going to vote on it, you're like, okay, well, we can't vote on that because of that. But if they could have a different reasoning for it and someone
Well,
present
the
that,
other
maybe-
reasons are, it's not aesthetically pleasing.
right?
It's like my ass. You know what else isn't aesthetically pleasing? A regular QB sneak.
Also,
Right?
was that McDermott that said that shit?
I don't remember.
And
who
they
did.
used it the second most times
Yeah, the
that we
Bills
did,
used it a ton. He was on the
Yeah.
injury. He was on the injury side.
which makes no sense because no one ever gets hurt, and
Yeah,
he uses it
and
the
he
second
uses
most
it all the
times.
time. Yeah.
Man,
And then the other point was, defenses can't stop it. But a bunch of defensive coaches like Aaron Glenn for the Jets now, defense coordinator for the Lions, said it's on us to stop it. Mike Vrabel
Right.
said, I don't really research the injury stuff one way or the other, but it's on the defense to stop it. Dan Campbell. Like, all these guys are saying that, right? So,
and everybody can do it. It's not like it's only our play.
Yeah. Well, to that point, this was a funny little tidbit. This is like from Warren Sharp. He put out this tweet that says, the move to ban the tush push started with Mark Murphy of Green Bay. He said it was too, quote, automatic of a first down on plays of a yard or less. No mention of player safety. So I went back and looked at Green Bay for the last 3 years on 4th and 1. They converted regular QB sneaks, not the tush push, regular QB sneaks on 4th and 1 on 80% of their tries, but they ranked 30th in 4th and 1 conversion rate at only 55%. Why was it so terrible? Because Matt LaFleur called QB sneaks just 16% of the time and instead called a ton of RB runs and pass plays, which were terrible. If LaFleur had just called more regular QB sneak, Green Bay would have more of an automatic first down like the Eagles. So it's just like he just like should just call more QB sneaks
Yeah, it's
and
his
chooses
fault.
not to.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all it
no
is.
one's fault but like the other teams that are refusing to run some version of it, right? Like I understand, like the Eagles get away with it because, as Jeffrey Lurie said, we have a quarterback that can squat 600 pounds and we have a beastly offensive line. But other teams can come up with some semblance of a play like this, and they just choose not to. So now they want to penalize us because of it? That doesn't make any sense. It's like, just coach better. Just run your practices better. Work on these goal line and 4th and short situations. Make sure you have an unstoppable play that you can go to. Don't be mad at us.
Also, they don't even call it that, technically, from what Sirianni says. So if they do ban this specific play, like, what's the formation that you can't have? Because they don't line up behind each other when they line up behind the ball.
What do you mean?
Like, if you were to, like, theoretically, if you were to ban the play, right, how do you, like, what formation are you banning then? Because we don't call it the tush push. Technically.
Well, they always get into, like, kind of a similar formation, but they have different versions of it.
I just think that it's a fucking stupid thing that Green Bay made up because they got sad that they couldn't do it right. Other teams
Dude, you know what's crazy? The
one
game against us in the playoff game, they ran a QB sneak. They got like 9 yards.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, so
You can
don't
do
be
it.
mad at us that you're not doing
Right.
it.
Also, and if they do ban this somehow this year, we still have the best O-line. We got Saquon, and you got A.J. Dillon back there now, too. So, like, we'll just come up with some other crazy-ass play and do the same exact shit.
Quadzilla.
Then we'll give it to fucking Jordan Mailata and then deal with that then. Ban that play then.
No, it's ridiculous, man. I think the thing that's annoyed me the most about all this is this guys that the NFL would actually care about safety.
Right.
This quote is from an article I read on The Athletic about the league and just, they don't really care about safety. So the League and Players Association have volumes of data on injuries and injury prevention that they continue to ignore. For instance, there's plenty of data regarding grass versus turf fields. Players overwhelmingly prefer competing on natural grass. Mass General Brigham released a study last year indicating that about 20% more non-contact injuries occur on a turf surface than on grass. An NFLPA survey last year revealed 2% of players prefer playing on natural grass to turf. Has the league worked to ban turf as a player safety issue? Of course not. Roughly half the league still plays on it. It's disingenuous to identify the tush push as standing up for player safety when the league closes realized to safety concerns such as adding an 18th game, which is also on the docket for the next couple of years. So, like, you have to get out of here with the safety nonsense. It's just not true by any stretch of the imagination. No one has been hurt. Jeffrey Lurie has come out and said, yeah, if the data supports that guys are getting hurt, then we'll stop running it. We were for the hits on defenseless receivers. Right? We were for, I forget what the other thing he mentioned. He spoke for a while at the owners' meetings. We were for something else that was looking out for player safety. But he's like, this?
Probably some quarterback shit or other things.
I don't remember what it was.
But no one banned, when people had fucking Jerry Rice or Randy Moss, no one banned Hail Marys, no one banned out routes. Because they were so good at doing that.
Said. Jeffrey Lurie's like, I remember when people were mad about the forward pass.
Right.
Yeah, he's been around
this is a good,
forever.
Like, what?
You know, talking about like the whole like aesthetic of it. This is a good tweet from Shane Haff, who's a great follow, by the way. He's like a good film guy who does the Eagles shit. But he says, Sean McVay says it doesn't look like football a few years after he revolutionized offenses by weaponizing pre-snap motion in a way that had never been done before, i.e. it didn't look like football we had seen before. I'm glad that didn't get banned, or the shotgun in the 70s. Like, these things evolve over time. Like,
RPOs. Jeffrey Lurie brought that up. He's like, yeah, when we won the Super Bowl, we won it largely on the back of RPOs. A few years later, everyone starts doing RPOs. No one's banning them.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think there's enough
haters and losers.
I don't think they're going to have enough votes even in a month from now to be able to ban that play because it's too ambiguous and there's enough coaches and owners, that are for it.
Yeah.
And there's enough coaches on the teams that maybe have owners that don't really buy into it, but like Nick Sirianni made it. He's like, dude,
and you might have some coaches out there who are like, I think we can do this.
Right.
Maybe they can, maybe they can't, but if they think that they can pull this off and get some easy first downs on 4th and 1, then maybe their owners back off and are like, okay, fine.
And now you got 3 disciples out there that have, like, to Sirianni's point, have either been to the Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl with that play.
At least 3, right? Like,
yeah.
You got Steichen. Who else you got?
Kellen
Moore. You got Johnny Gaines out in Phoenix. talking about who took the bus here. Kevin Stefanski and Sirianni are good friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a few other folks. I can't remember all the names, but a few other coaches shouted him out specifically.
That's what I'm saying. There's coaches out.
And they're not going to sell their boy out over something like stupid like this.
No. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's just the cruddy-ass owners that got to figure their shit out. But, fuck Green Bay.
Yeah, no, Green Bay can kiss my ass on Broad Street.
Yeah.
What else? A couple other interesting things happen at the owners' meetings. Jeffrey Lurie, did you see this quote? He basically said, yeah, Sirianni's going to be our coach for a while, and Howie's going to be here for quote-unquote a long time.
Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Lifers.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, so the triumvirate, the only big three that has worked in Philadelphia in the past few years.
Honestly, yeah.
That's going to be here for a while, so that's encouraging. He said on the White House, did you see what he said about the White House?
No, I've checked that about the White House.
Yeah, he kind of echoed what we said a few weeks ago, where he's like, yeah, I mean, it's always kind of been a time-honored tradition that the team that wins the championship in any sport goes to the White House. He said, yeah, we're not going to politicize it. Like, we're just going. Right? Which I'm for that. Like, this is probably going to be controversial to some. I mean, obviously, the three of us are left-leaning on the political spectrum. We definitely do not condone what goes on in the White House these days a lot of times. Most of the time, pretty much all the time. Unless they outlaw standard time. But
Still holding out for that.
But anyway, too many people make this such a political issue. Right? Like, it doesn't need to be, they're going to the White House, they automatically support everything that's
true.
A conservative presidency and conservative house does. Like, no, it's just tradition in American culture. Like, I'm sorry that you don't like it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm very far from a Trump supporter or Republican or anything like that. But at the end of the day, it's just tradition, man. Like, have fun. Your team won the Super Bowl. Don't get all worked up about the fact that they're doing this. Enjoy the fact that they won the Super Bowl. Fly your pennant. Wear your Super Bowl gear. Do a shot every time you watch a replay of the Super Bowl. It's not that big of a deal. Life's too short to be having gripes and be all stressed out about the political world and just the world around us, right? Like, the sports are made as an escape from all that stuff. Don't go ahead and muddy your waters up and get all worked up. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like this is consequential in any real material sense.
No.
It's not like if the Eagles refuse to show up, then the Republicans lose a Senate seat or something. Like, it's not really matter.
Yeah.
No.
Like, you can just show up and get your picture taken.
Yeah, man, do the thing and call it a day.
Yeah.
Like,
and then run it back.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Just run it back. Like, don't dedicate your energy towards rooting against them because they're going to the White House. Just root for them to run it back. And again, I understand, like, my opinion probably be controversial, but at the end of the day, whatever, man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's probably how most people feel about it.
I honestly just don't even give a shit. It could be.
I don't think most people care.
I don't care who's in it. Who's like, the White House visit for me is like, what am I going to watch it on TV when they go?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not going to watch it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you're going to see like a 10-second clip of it on Twitter or something.
He'll probably say some weird shit to somebody, and then like they'll take a picture of it, and then
They'll probably admire Saquon's quads next.
Yeah, well, and AJ Dillon. Well, no, he won't be on the team.
Won't be there.
He'll
probably admire.
Jordan, he's going to be amazed at Jordan Mailata. He's like, this is a big guy. Look at how big.
That might actually be pretty funny.
He's a big guy. This guy.
Yeah.
He's a big, strong, powerful man.
Mm-hmm. So, whatever.
Yeah, people need to get a grip sometimes. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll be out there protesting the minute some BS happens. It's like, pick your battles,
Like, exactly. There's plenty of things to be upset about and outraged over.
This is
the Eagles taking a photo op on the White House steps is maybe not one of them.
Yeah, would you rather them not win the Super Bowl?
Exactly.
So, we got that. I mean, the owner's shit, it's all up in the air, whatever. They can figure out what they want to figure out. I'm not really worried about it. Then we got the draft coming up in a couple months. A month?
At the end of this month.
End of this month. All right,
soon. It's coming up.
Yeah,
we got to start doing draft prep.
Mm-hmm. We'll save that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple weeks yet. Y'all said you didn't look into it yet last week. I was ready to rip you off, but then I was like, yeah, you know what? Neither have I.
Yeah, we got some time. Yeah, we got some time.
All right, so anything else on the Eagles? Sirianni didn't really... I guess the last thing is, it kind of seems like Goddard's gone.
They keep hinting at that.
I think only if they get a good enough offer. I mean, they don't need to move him, but if they get a trade value that, makes sense, I'm okay with it. But they brought in some other scrub tight ends, but the tight ends that we had as a backup were pretty scrub too. They had some good moments here and there, but to be honest with you, we don't have any really good backup besides like behind Goddard. So if you get a good package, go for it. If not, I don't really give a shit. It's like inconsequential to me. He doesn't really play kind of the same Avonte Maddox shtick that I had last year where did you miss him when he wasn't there? Not really.
A little bit.
Not a whole lot.
I mean,
not as much as
they were able to win the games. But
I'll let y'all have this conversation.
He was impactful, I'd say, but I don't think you miss Goddard like as much as you really think you do if you lose him, is all I'm saying. He's replaceable on the team. On that offense, I think he's the most replaceable person on that offense.
I think he's replaceable, but he has not been replaced yet. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing.
Like I said, for the right opportunity...
I don't think, like, Calcaterra is replacing what he does.
No, but I think if you have a good enough trade value, or whether that's with picks that you can figure that out, you go for it. You don't need to move him right now. But I think that of the offensive players that we have, he is the most replaceable one on that starting offense, is all I'm saying. You're not going to replace...
Yeah, probably not wrong there.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean, certainly for their pass catchers, like you have A.J. Brown, you have Devontae Smith.
Right. So last year of his deal, you want to put him up there on the trade block, go for it. Let me see what you want from him.
I'm not bothered by them wanting to move on from him. It just seems like when they were at this point with Ertz last time, they had already drafted Dallas Goedert, and they haven't gotten that guy yet.
Something tells me that they have... Howie
kind of hinted at this too. Yeah. He hinted at the team being incomplete, but explicitly said, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
So he has something up his sleeve, whether that's drafting a tight end, whether that's some kind of draft day trade.
Trading for George Kittle.
Yeah, which you heard it here first. I mean, realistically, I think Kyle Pitts is probably more likely, which we're not.
I don't even love George Kittle, but it would just be funny if we manifested.
That'd be great.
We could,
He shows at the airport with the "Fuck Dallas" T-shirt on.
George Kittle would be great. Something tells me it's more of the Kyle Pitts variety, which
I don't like that.
He doesn't feel Goddard shoes. We talked about this. We don't need to relitigate this conversation.
No.
But Howie's got something up his sleeve. I've been saying this for a month. I still think he does.
Gronk.
Call him out of retirement.
Yeah, dude.
That guy could block, dude. That'd be great.
That's true.
I'm just playing. But I don't know. I don't make too much of it. I mean, I think there's probably a better chance that he's still here next year anyway. But we'll see.
Yeah, time will tell on that one. I mean, his contract's completely non-guaranteed. So he's probably not thrilled about that. Maybe he holds out. I don't know. We'll see. We've got months to see what happens if he gets a training camp or whatever. But I think that's it on the Eagles. Unless y'all got anything else.
I got nothing on the Birds. I'm
so.
Saving it for closer to the draft.
Yeah, I got to start doing my draft research. Speaking of draft research, this is one of my bones to pick too. Y'all don't know about Cooper Flagg at all for the Sixers? Y'all had nothing to say about college basketball. Cooper Flagg's been balling. You haven't watched
he's good,
NCAA?
I just haven't been watching the
Damn, dude.
I gotta take a
I'll be honest.
I watched a couple Duke games. That boy, nice.
I mean, I've heard... I know the name. I know he's been one of the top prospects in college basketball the last year or so, but nothing's really been gravitating me to watching NCAA ball at all. Even this year's March Madness, I'll tell you what, I have not paid attention at all.
I'll say this much. You know how a lot of times, what I've followed anyway, I haven't watched every game. Certainly haven't watched every round, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But what I've followed, the games have been kind of chalk. There's 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four. That doesn't happen very often.
Right.
And in most cases, there's been very few upsets, very little intrigue. So yeah, the tournament itself hasn't been good. This is probably the first year in 10 since the last time the Sixers were really bad that I watched the tournament or the games that I watched just to see what some of the prospects look like.
Yeah.
And Cooper Flagg, I mean, that dude is something, dude. He dropped 30 points I think in the Sweet 16, and it was an effortless 30 points.
Damn.
Towards the end of the game, he was literally just toying with dude, just throwing alley-oop lobs, like no-look passes, behind-the-back passes.
I feel like I feel like not having the Sixers to be involved in this year has really deterred my
It's made watching
eagerness to
basketball
watch
harder.
basketball.
Yeah.
But like even last week we did the pod, right? Sixers they played like shit against the Wizards, I think it was. We got done, and then we watched like the Lakers play the Pacers. Came down to a buzzer beater win with like, I don't know, Luka shooting up a crazy pass to LeBron. He tapped it in like that.
Oh, I saw that.
It was
yeah.
so fun to watch
that
good
was
basketball.
cool.
They're like, oh my god, no, I love this shit. But like having,
Oh no, the
but what
Sixers
you
have
but what
been-
you
ugh.
see every day here, you're like, I don't even want to put on a game unless I'm like going through the channels. I'm like, oh shit, like the Lakers are playing. Let me go see what LeBron's up to with Luka now. That's fun.
Yeah.
But like without having the Sixers getting me energized for basketball, I was completely checked out of March Madness, which then led to like us not talking about Cooper Flag or really anybody as a prospect because I haven't had to think about the Sixers needing to have a meaningful draft pick in so long.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
What was it 2019, the last time we missed the playoffs?
No,
17,
2016.
16.
Yeah, it's been a
So
while.
like, yeah, like that's
Yeah.
why I haven't really cared.
No, I mean,
and I
that's
didn't
why-
really do a lot of brackets this year, so like I'm not really into the whole. Well, that would keep me watching for a
yeah,
while.
yeah. I mean, the only reason why I've been watching any college basketball the last month or so has been because I knew the Sixers had a chance of drafting some of these guys. So, yeah, Cooper Flag's nice, man. You should watch these next few games this weekend, the Final Four, the championship game, assuming Duke makes
Yeah,
it.
imagine
Oh,
if we
yeah.
won the lottery, we would have 2 Coopers in town.
Yeah,
Damn.
two white Coopers. The city wouldn't know what to do with itself.
Nope.
One's got
Yeah.
a Super Bowl, one's got a national championship potentially.
Wow.
Dude.
Damn.
Coop.
The South Philadelphians and the Northeast Philadelphians back up,
Oh,
the
man.
Italians and the Irish. They'll be
makes
galvanized,
sense.
dude. It'll be popping.
About to call
be like-
South Philly the chicken coop.
Seriously. That'll
Yeah,
be
you
crazy.
know, I like Embiid, but there's something about this Koopa guy that I just like a lot better. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Nah,
Got
Coop-
some kind of intangible.
nah, he's a baller, though, man. He really is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Damn.
I mean, I didn't really have
Out of Villanova, right?
Nah,
No,
what are
I'm
you
kidding.
talking
No.
about?
I'm just kidding.
Nah, but what else did I have written down about the Sixers? Oh, I mean, I guess we can get to this Embiid news. None of it's ever any good
Getting some
anymore.
kind of surgery.
The leg.
Arthroscopic surgery.
My
Which
leg.
They haven't really said what kind of surgery it is. Just arthroscopic just means that they
It's a
put
scope,
the
yeah.
scope in.
But yeah,
They're
I
just
mean,
scoping
That
it
could
up.
be, yeah, there's
Oh,
looking
yep.
around in
There's
there.
nothing here. All right, cool.
that's basically what it's going to be, right? But yeah, I mean, one thing that you said last week, Pat,
Ah,
you
shit.
kept referring to the meniscus as a tendon.
Yeah. Well, you
Kept
know what I
saying
mean.
the tendon.
I was a little
The
fired
tendon.
up last week.
Not a doctor.
We talked about what a meniscus is.
But you think I'm paying attention when people say what
You're
it
not
is?
listening to me. Oh, well.
Something. No.
I will listen to you when you talk on the pod. Then how's
I'm
that?
playing. I just mean like, whatever. It is what it is. It's in the knee.
The podcast mom was away. Trevor's the podcast dad, right? Like he buys all the equipment and keeps us organized and
I'm just a
records
drunk uncle
everything.
that's here.
Engineers.
I'm
I'm
like
the
Uncle.
mom.
I'm like
dude.
Uncle Rico.
I'm the podcast mom. I keep everything in line. I keep things on schedule.
Fact check.
Yeah, I fact check. I be writing the agenda. And then, the podcast mom, she's got to come back and scold the kids, you know what I'm saying? Or the kid in this case.
Uncle Rico out here just wilding out. Well, whatever. So
Yeah, so a meniscus, man, right? So your knee is made up of your lower bone, your tibia and your fibula. And where they meet is the knee. And at the end of them is this little cushion. That's the meniscus. And when you tear your meniscus, you lose that cushion. So that's why Embiid's knee is like bone on bone. You can hear that. It's like
just
bone on bone
boning,
because he
baby.
doesn't have meniscus. So the meniscus isn't a tendon. It's that little cushion, that little soft rubbery
it's more of a
cartilage.
pillow.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I got
So
you now.
you can call it the pillow.
All right, now I got a word.
There
I'm good
you
to
go.
go.
Call
Yeah.
it the pillow. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I already watched some Twitter doctor videos about this since this news came out at 5 p.m. today. I'm a lunatic.
So put some fucking purple shit in there and call it a day.
Yeah, but I mean, the arthroscopic surgery ain't going to do that. The arthroscopic surgery is essentially where they'll take a look at the knee, and if they realize, there's a little more meniscus we can remove, then they'll take it out. Obviously, if they remove even more of that meniscus, then it's really about to be bone on bone. Then we're just right back where we started, where he'll probably feel good for a few weeks, and then it's just bone on bone. That arthritis starts kicking in, then his knee starts to swell up, and he's done again.
Yeah, it just seems like delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, I would have
Put him
rather.
down.
I understand that they didn't want to take these extreme measures, like breaking his hip to fix his knee, or like the radiation. I would almost rather just do that.
Radiation?
Right? Like, yeah, take some extreme measure.
Just put him in the microwave.
May have a better chance of working than something that we almost certainly can guarantee isn't going to work.
What about to put some little springs up in there, like a little shock?
I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
maybe those the like Tide Pods.
Oh yeah.
Just-
Tide
yeah,
Pods.
I mean,
put a
that's
few
probably
of those.
about the
Although,
size of
aren't
a
they meant to
meniscus.
dissolve when they get wet?
Yeah, I guess so.
What about a
That's the idea.
torpedo bat?
Oh, that would hurt
It's just-
having wood in your knee.
All right,
All
some
them
little bounce
splinters
in
up
them.
in those bones and muscles. Ooh.
These to get a robot leg.
What's the really good pillow where they drop the egg and then like just, or they drop the like,
Yeah, it needs to get
The
that,
weight on
the
the
stuff
egg.
that they make Tempur-Pedic mattresses out of.
Yeah.
They just got to replace his.
shove that shit in the knee, call it a day.
Yeah, just
They need to
Why
do
not?
something.
they should listen.
He said,
to
"Oh wait,
us.
it's too firm. Let me soften it up. Soften it up a little bit."
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, man.
So let's say he's getting his surgery done. He'll be healed up by the time next season rolls
Yeah,
around.
I mean, they said they'll be evaluated in 6 weeks, which for what is wrong with his knee, 6 weeks is not a long recovery time.
well,
Like, if you told me
evaluated.
6
That
months-
means just to like,
Yeah, I don't think that means you'll be
Yeah,
recovered.
just
I
see if
don't
it's
know,
set,
man.
maybe.
But it's even if he's evaluated in 6 weeks and they say he's cleared to play, it's just going to be a matter of time before he gets hurt. And if they say he's not, then it's probably in there for another surgery, probably one of the more invasive, like experimental ones. And then what? Now it's a shame. I mean, it's sad that we've kind of watched his whole career and we've seen him crash and burn like this, but I have a hard time thinking that anything fixes that knee. I mean, he has no meniscus, no cartilage in there. It's bone on bone. My man's probably got arthritis. I mean, he might not be able to walk in 10 years. That's probably being a little extra, but
damn. Well,
in the meantime, they keep losing games.
which is good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, they've lost 9 in a row. If they lose out, they'll like end up having lost like 16 games in a row, which they could, dude. You were bringing up they lost to the Wizards.
That's what I'm saying.
They
got
lost to
blown
the
out handedly.
Pelicans. Yeah. Who else did they lose to? The Heat, who have been ass lately. They've lost to some bad teams.
Yeah.
Put it on a flag.
Yeah.
Raise the flag.
Yeah, man.
Is that everything? I don't have nothing else to say
Yeah.
about that.
I ain't
Sorry
nothing for the
ass team.
Sixers. Mm-mm.
I had a little article I thought we could go through. It's been a while since we had a little off topic.
Yeah, bring in the article.
So this is in the Philly Inquirer. Just today, Philly council member Jimmy Harity interacted with racy social media accounts for months. City council member Jimmy Harity this year interacted with racy social media accounts from a profile he also used to disseminate updates on local politics and Philadelphia government. In an interview on Monday, Harity acknowledged that he operated the Instagram Threads account, which from January through March sent replies to accounts posting photos of scantily clad women. Harity made the social media account private after being contacted by the Inquirer. The account's profile picture is a photo of Harity and councilmember Isaiah Thomas raising their fists in the air at what appears to be a union rally. Harity said he created the account to follow posts from Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and then started publishing his own updates and engaging with other users' posts. Before it became private, all the original posts from Harity's Threads account concerned council or political events, such as photos from news conferences and a flyer for a fundraiser. Quote, "We named the 59 streets of Willowbrook High Will Smith Way," Harity posted recently. But almost all of the public replies sent by his account to other users' messages were short responses to posts featuring provocative photos of women. For many of the replies, Harity's simply sent greetings. The user Chubby Girl Stacy, for instance, in late December posted suggestive photos of a woman along with a suggestive message. Harry responded in early January, "Hello." Later in January, user Eva.fax posted, "Can I text you on Insta?" with a photo of a woman in a bikini, and Harity responded, "Yes." None of the suggestive posts were directed at Harity specifically, and they likely appeared in his feed based on Threads' content algorithm. But the council member said Monday that he thought they were from constituents attempting to contact him. Quote, I thought people were reaching out to me on it, and I was responding, hi, hello, because they kept saying they were trying to get a hold of me, Hardy said. Then I realized it was some kind of scam thing, women just trying to get followers. The rationale, however, fails to explain some of the replies from Harry's account when Eva.Fax in March posted a photo with the caption, quote, could you describe me in one word? Harry replied, smoking. And when Naughty Kate Nasty in late March posted a photo of a woman's rear end with the question, too big or perfect? Be honest. Harry said, perfect. Harry said he doesn't recall posting those replies, but acknowledged he must have sent them. Quote, I am a guy at some point. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not responding to anybody. I'm married. I've got no desire
He's
for
married.
I got no desire for another headache. I apologize for the misconception.
I have no
Hardy
desire
sent
for
some of
another
the suggestive replies during business hours according to timestamps, but none of them appear to be sent during council meetings. One of council's more colorful members, Hardy, won his seat in special election in 2022 and was elected a full-year term in 23. A Democrat, lives in Kensington. He represents city at large. Blah, blah, blah.
Checks out.
Hardy, who is in recovery and had brushed with the law early in his career, had been open about his checkered past and unusual path to public office, and the experience he's had has made him a believer in second chances. That enthusiasm appears to have extended to his social media activity. In January, Threads user Eva.Kokoi posted a photo of a woman in a bikini on the beach with a message, quote, I'm sure nobody cares, but I've been sober for 287 days. Hardy replied, keep coming back. It works if you work it.
What?
So that's
smoking.
Yeah, dude, run for mayor, honestly.
That is awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Here's a couple things. You know, a lot of those accounts he was interacting with were bots, first of all.
They probably
yeah.
Second of all,
yeah.
he needs to get a burner. What the hell is he doing?
Yeah, I know, dude.
Like, he needs to sit down with, what do you call it, with Brian Colangelo. Have a talk about burner accounts.
Meeting of the minds.
Dude, how do you not have a burner? You're sitting around messaging bots.
Yeah, but
if you're going to do that, have a burner.
And no more headaches. He said, I already got one headache. Can't do another one.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
I feel like the nature of the posts and the replies.
You know he's getting divorced.
It gives, it definitely gives off the energy of a guy who goes to like a strip club and is like, "This girl's really into me." I think
she loves me, man.
She likes me
For real.
Yeah.
Nah, his wife ain't gonna divorce him. She'd be like, get back. No, she's locking it down. They're not getting divorced.
You think so?
She's gonna chew his ear off for a little bit, complain to him. He's gonna wish they got divorced, but they won't get divorced.
Yeah, I mean, he already referred to her as a headache.
Yeah.
Look, man, any publicity is good publicity. I'm saying he's got to run for mayor.
I mean, Kensington area, former addict, a little bit of an issue with bots. That guy checks out. I'd vote for him.
Yeah. I mean, he can probably spell Eagles, Eagles, right? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Probably, anyway. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
I believe so.
Yeah, that guy's cool. What's his name? Jimmy Harity?
Jimmy Harity. Yeah.
Harity.
And what's his position?
He's a councilman at large.
Jimmy H.
Oh, okay.
He's got a
So I was
good.
gonna
He's
say,
got a
he
good.
can represent my district.
That is
any
a
day.
politician name right there, Jimmy Harity, from Philadelphia, from
Yeah.
Kensington, Philadelphia. Come on now.
Yeah, probably born and raised in Kenzo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
That's
Yeah,
hysterical.
Good for him.
Shout
Run
out
for
to-
mayor. Run for president.
I was
run
just
for
reaching
Senate.
out to my
Yeah,
constituents.
run against Fetterman for Senate. I'll vote for
Dude,
you.
Yeah,
what a
okay.
fall from grace.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
I fucking hate him so much.
He should have just fucking died when he had the chance.
You
Yeah,
either
could have gone out on top.
Could have went out
die
a hero.
or live long enough to become a villain. That's
Yep.
a villain right there.
That is a big villain.
Yeah, not
Nasty,
like
freaky ass.
Jimmy Harity.
Should have
Dude.
seen that shit though. He was like a Trojan horse coming out of Pittsburgh area. We should have just called
Well,
that
the thing
shit
with
when
Fetterman
it
is
came
like
out.
he has like this whole persona is like because he's like became the mayor of whatever that town was outside of Pittsburgh.
Fucking Fraggle Rock, PA.
No, it begins with a B. I forget what it's called, though.
Yeah,
Bumblefuck, PA.
yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, and he's just like, oh yeah, he's just this salt of the earth guy, and he doesn't wear a suit, blah blah. And it's like he went to fucking like Harvard, like
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
comes from a rich family, like it's
Sneaky.
whatever.
He ain't
Little
like
prick.
us.
Fucking
Yeah.
prick.
That and the fucking Do you guys see the Cory Booker thing? Or he
Yeah.
I heard about it. I watched a few minutes of it.
Broke the record for filibustering.
But there's the thing is, like, you don't even have to do that to filibuster anymore. Like, you don't actually have to, like, just be talking that long. It's just if you have enough, if you have, like, a filibuster-proof Senate, whatever, you can just invoke
Ship it.
that.
Yeah.
You don't actually, like, anyone who, like, wants to do the long-ass speech is, like, purely just a performance.
Yeah, I mean...
Which, like, whatever. I mean,
I respect
standing
that.
around talking for 25 hours, like, I couldn't fucking do it. But
I respect
also,
that he.
like, who cares?
I respect that he did it though to beat the record that the guy that held the record was doing it against the civil
Strom
rights.
Thurmond,
So
yeah.
like, you know.
Oh, Strom Thurmond. He was an
Yeah,
asshole.
so I appreciate
Yeah.
that. And he didn't even speak the whole time. He was like, all right, cool. Like, he did he's like checked out for a little bit, didn't do the whole thing. But, for what it's worth, I'll take that. If it's performative politics, that's at least worth it for me. At least he did something. I'll take it. It was interesting.
Yeah, I mean...
It's not going to change a whole lot. But
It galvanized some people that needed to have a wake-up call. So, like, in that sense, like, yeah, go for it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, that's...
the fuck else is happening? Nothing anyway. So, like, cool. You
Yeah.
get to speak for a day. It was like watching David Blaine sleep in a fish tank for 3 days. Like, cool. He's still standing. It's been 25 hours. It's
That'd be
nuts right now.
you know, a politician to do that.
That'd be kind of cool.
He
David
should do
Blaine's
that
back
next.
out with a new show.
I'm gonna filibuster, but I'm gonna be doing it all from inside of a fish tank.
Cory Booker should do... Dude, if he does that next, I'll vote for him.
That's all I'm saying.
He'll
It
be
was-
real-life Aquaman.
It was
you know what I'm
something to
saying?
watch. You're like, all right, man's cooking. It's 22 hours in. He's still chilling. All right. Do you think he wore a diaper?
I think they asked him if he had gone to the bathroom. I think he didn't. Like, I don't know how you go.
He probably was
I
just...
couldn't even get through the fucking podcast without going.
Well,
I know,
mean,
that was only that was
to
the
be
50
fair,
minute
we're
mark.
drinking
I was like-
we're
I was like,
drinking
I was-
beer though. To be
Yeah,
fair,
I mean, like
He
that.
ain't
See,
drinking
that's
beer.
okay. This is what impressed me. Like talking for 25 hours in the Senate. That's cool, whatever. But talking for 25 hours while you're just sitting, like if you just had like a fucking 30 rack, I would just pound him the whole
Pissing
time.
his pants the whole
then
time.
then I would have just sat there watching the C-SPAN the whole time, just rooting them on.
Yeah, that's tough, dude.
That would be insufferable if it was me up there for 25 hours, pissing my pants, smoking cigs, talking about rambling and shit.
You'd be in rare form.
I'm fucking filibustering right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been.
I'm
That'd have got a lot more views
fill
though.
your buster, man.
I'd have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, but shout out to him.
Yeah,
It's
good
still
for him.
a feat of something. 25 hours and some change.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
long time.
Bernie Sanders had one like years ago that was like, I don't know, I think it was like 12 hours or something.
Yeah, he was probably way older
Yeah.
then than Cory Booker is now.
That's
but
true,
hey,
yeah. I think this was during the Obama years.
No one talks about that though.
Well, it wasn't the record. I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, Bernie's still the man. No one gives Bernie his flowers ever.
yeah, but when it comes down to records, though, like, do you care about the guy that came in fucking 10th? No, not really.
I mean, people care when it's a geezer, right? Like LeBron sitting here putting up 40-point games. He's not setting records.
Yeah, I mean, Bernie's selling out arenas with his, we're not selling out, but like packing.
I mean, if
arenas with his little
Bernie
tour
filibustered
he's
for
been doing.
26 hours now, that'd be very impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't want to put his health at risk for doing that. He might not make it.
Yeah, he
Although
probably
that
wouldn't.
would be, that'd be
If
something.
he
right
did,
there.
that'd be hard.
If
Dude.
he just went till he died, I would get hard.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be
Yeah.
gangster. Bernie is gangster, and he got a jump shot.
It's true.
Y'all know about that. You seen Bernie shooting jumpers before? Bernie's
Oh,
got
yeah.
a little bit of a jumper, yo. He nice.
It's true.
He not bad.
Bernie would probably be like the fourth best player on the Sixers right now. Just
Yeah,
saying.
you can put him in the starting five. I would take it. You get just some free throws, you know. Well, I think I'll just about do it for us here tonight, everybody. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Give us a follow on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Shout out Val Kilmer.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. Val Kilmer. Batman.